Hey guys, welcome back to Shep Talk Movie Review. This week we will be reviewing It Chapter 2. But first, before we get into that, couple admin notes. First, if you like what you see here, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel out greatly, and I truly appreciate it. 2, I am running a big giveaway for the month of September, so stay tuned to the end so that way you know how to be entered to win. Now, on to the review. Okay, It Chapter 2, quick synopsis, takes place 27 years after the first movie, where the Losers Club get back together to face down Pennywise once again. And I'm going to be honest here, guys, I'm kind of running half-staff today. I saw It Chapter 2 last night. With this new job, it's very tiring. I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I went to bed right after the movie, and then this morning I had to do some errands and stuff like that. So I'm kind of going off script on this one. Usually I have at least a couple of notes and stuff like that I write up in the direction that I want to go. But I think I'm going to go straight pros and cons for this review. See how that format works for me right now. And that way it's just a, quick synopsis, a quick rundown of the movie and my thoughts about it. So, okay, so for the pros, Bill Skarsgård, man, his Pennywise is just phenomenal. Whenever he's on screen, I think he just gives that performance that's just like, it's just outstanding. It puts a lot of people's acting to shame. And especially seeing that he's in costume and he's got this clown makeup on, he just delivers really well. The dialogue that he does, kudos to the writers on that one. Pennywise is just, Bill Skarsgård brings that character to life and takes him to the whole new level. Nothing really can be said wrong about Bill Skarsgård playing Pennywise. Another great con for this movie is, right off the bat, man, it draws you into this world again of Pennywise and his reign of terror. It's just, they don't hold back. Pennywise, right off the bat, just comes out swinging. He's just crazy, man. Some of the stuff that they thought of in this movie with Pennywise was just like, holy crap. And the simple fact that they could get you to care about this little character, enough that you're like, then you see Pennywise interacting with that character and you're like, no, don't do it, run away, turn around, run, go, don't fall for him. But he just seems to have that charm, even though he looks the way he looks and he sounds the way he sounds. He just brings you in, man. And for the first part of this movie, Pennywise is not holding back, man. He is pretty much kicking ass and taking names, and that it just really goes for it, man. And props to that. Then I will say some of the stuff I don't like. The reuniting of the Losers Club. It took me a minute to really recognize what older character goes with the younger character. And nothing against that. I know it's hard to do. It's like, okay, they try to do that little merge, like, oh, here's Eddie, or here's Richie, and here's Billy and Bev, and try to do that kind of merge, like here's the younger self, here's the older self. But they didn't do that right away, so it took you a minute to figure out, okay, what kid character does James McAvoy relate to? It's just one of those things that kind of, nothing against the movie, it had to try to set this up. Again, it takes place 27 years after, so it seemed to drag. And my next criticism against the boys, or not the boys, wrong program, against the Losers Club, and is the chemistry. For me, the chemistry wasn't there like the chemistry with the kids was. I don't know what it is. I don't know, if they didn't hang around each other, or if the kids just hung around each other or instinctively know as kids that, come together and support each other and just develop that natural bond and chemistry. I just didn't feel it with the adult version of the Losers Club. It just seemed like, okay, I get it. 27 years had passed. Some other stuff had happened. They really hadn't maintained their friendship and stuff like that. And it was like a mishmash. They just weren't, cohesive enough to me. It just, and I get some of the storyline. Don't, if you're going to say in the comments below, it's because of this, X, Y, and Z. I get it. There's stuff that happens in between It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 in that 27-year period. It just felt to me like even when they're ramping back up, even towards that finale, there was no real great chemistry. I loved the kid versions of the Loser Club. They had some great chemistry. They came together, they bonded together, and they took down Pennywise, and you really felt for it. I just needed a little bit more from the adult versions, man. These are some grade 8 actors. They should be able to bring this off without a hitch, in my opinion. One of the other things that, really I locked on to was the pacing. At Chapter 1, I probably didn't look at my watch at all. It Chapter 2, man, this thing is almost 3 hours long. Pretty much is 3 hours long with, previews, trailers, and stuff like that. I was looking at my watch probably 3 or 4 times in this movie, and that's never any good when I'm looking at my watch because I'm not looking at the screen. The pacing really dragged on. This movie is like 2 hours and 40, 2 hours and 50 minutes. I think there's definitely some stuff you could have cut out. Definitely some stuff you could have sped up. They get to Derry again, and then they pretty much go off and try to have their own adventure and bring back what they did in the summer 27 years ago. And it just... some of it was good, some of it was bad, and some of it just really, it dragged out, man. It's like, okay, are we almost there? Are we done? Are we close? What's going on? And it just got to me that the pacing you could have cut some stuff out. I know there's a lot to go over. You're trying to bring the Losers Club back together again to take on this big bad evil. But some of the tropes that we saw in the first movie happened in this movie where, like I said before, Pennywise comes out strong. He's swinging strong. He's doing his thing. But it seemed like when the Loser Club got back to Derry, that Pennywise kind of took a back seat. I get where Pennywise and the entity that is Pennywise is coming from. And, loves that fear-based type stuff. But man, Pennywise, you didn't learn 27 years ago, and you pretty much fell for the same damn shit, this time. So, again, the finale, there were some very emotional moments, don't get me wrong, it tugged at me. And I'm sure trying to adapt the Stephen King book to the big screen is a big challenge, especially at the time that Stephen King wrote this book. It was so many years ago that trying to update it for at least this kind of time period, there's some underlining storylines that were, I think could have been updated a little bit better. But don't get me wrong, guys. Sorry, Cotton's in the room now. Come on, Cotton. You want to get up there? Go ahead, pop. Some of the underlining storylines were good. Some of them were bad. I think, again, when you have an ensemble like this, it's very, very hard to mesh everything together to make it work perfectly. That being said, I'm not going to say It Chapter 2 is bad. It's far from it. Even with its pacing, even with some of its challenges with having this big ensemble cast that it has, that it was still really good. There are some scenes in this movie that I was like, holy crap, man. I can't believe you just went there. It is a fitting conclusion for It Chapter 1. And some people I've seen online say, hey, man, maybe they'll be doing It Chapter 3. And I don't know. I don't really see that happening. I guess in Hollywood, if it makes enough money, though, it could happen. So we'll see. But overall, guys, I'll call it there. I'm going to say It Chapter 2. I'll give it 3 Sheps out of 5. Like I said, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't top notch. I will be posting my It Chapter 1 review from last time, from whenever it came out. I can't remember, a couple years ago, on Saturday. It is very raw. It's at a time when I didn't have a lot of good equipment, and I was still trying. I still don't have a real lot of good equipment. I have better equipment than I did then. But I figured it would be a good time to put that out. I was going to try to put it out yesterday, but stuff just happened. So, but yeah, It Chapter 2, 3 out of 5 Sheps. It was a good movie. I do recommend seeing it in theaters just to have that Pennywise on the big screen and getting the scares. But if you stuck around to the end, guys, as I said before, I am running a big giveaway for September. I am doing a push for 100 subscribers. I'm really close right now. I'm sitting close to 80. So I figure go home, or go big or go home this month. So I am giving a $100 Fandango giveaway, for the month of September. And I'm keeping it simple, guys, this month. I saw how stuff went down last month. So this month, there's only 2 things you got to do. First, be a subscriber. Make sure if you have your subscription set to private, put them on the public so I can verify that you are a subscriber. Because even if you do follow into step 2, if I can't tell you're a subscriber, I'm not going to put your name on the list. And the second thing, below, tell me, what is your favorite Stephen King story? It doesn't got to be movie, it doesn't got to be TV show. It could be anything in his books as well. So what is your favorite Stephen King story? And that's it, guys. And you'll be entered into the giveaway for a $100 Fandango gift card. $100, guys. So remember, if you like what you see here, to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, guys, I'll see you at the next review.